Hey there, I'm Sage and you're watching D&D Daily, where we release new D&D content every day. If you're looking for D&D inspiration and information, then you're in the right spot, because today we're talking about the Brainboi, the leading scientific mind of goblin kind. In order to play the Brainboi, you are going to need to be a Goblin Alchemist Artificer. The Brainboi was raised in a tribe of idiot goblins. He had the big brains and they were all small brain. He would make amazing things and they would just use them wrong. They would throw the red potions and drink the red acid. Never mind they weren't labeled, the dummies. Getting sick of his crazy inventions, the tribe kicked him out by trying to kill him. He ran away and is still on the run. Between the dummy goblins trying to kill him and everything else in the world trying to kill him, he doesn't have enough time to experiment. Dying would be far too inconvenient as he couldn't make new things, so he's doing his best to survive in a hostile world while finding every opportunity to experiment that he can. Likely the reason he is traveling with the party is so that they can protect him while he does his experiments. The Brainboi is endlessly curious. He has found his passion in life and lives that passion every day. He has no regrets and no superfluous thoughts. He is only distracted by projects, though he is easily distracted from one project to another, sometimes having dozens of unfinished inventions at a time. And emotions are just absolutely not his thing. Not only does he not understand them, he would have zero interest in learning to understand them. Combat is just another experiment for the Brainboi. I wonder how much skin will be lost when exposed to my new acidic compound, he thinks as he uses Acid Splash. He can support allies, debuff enemies, control the battlefield, or be a blaster, depending on what kind of spells he decides to take. Whatever he decides he's going to do, it will always be done with the flavor of science experiments. For example, Firebolt becomes Vial of Liquid Flame, Fairy Fire becomes Vial of Sparkly Oil, so on and so forth. Being a goblin, the Brainboi can use his nimble escape to disengage or hide as a bonus action. This, combined with medium armor, a +2 to dex, and a shield, makes up the core of his defense. Out of combat, the Brainboi acts as a support and utility caster. He has ritual casting and the ability to create experimental elixirs. This makes up the core of his utility. He's also capable of healing, but is more of an off healer than he is a primary healer. He can also provide cool items to your allies, whether from your infusions or, if your DM's cool, your tinkering in your downtime. And if your DM is cool enough to allow you to do tinkering in your downtime and make cool items, your DM is also cool enough to include that all of those items have a chance of blowing up in your face. The Brainboi uses literally all of his downtime to tinker. Whether it be a new concoction, an interesting gadget, or a new weapon, the Brainboi will enjoy the process it takes to perfect his new toy. The Brainboi isn't afraid of leaning into chaos. As an alchemist, he ends every rest by crafting a new experimental elixir. Try and find a fun way to get a use out of this elixir every day. Some days will work out better than others, but no matter the result, the Brainboi will be pleased that he tried something new. A fun twist could be that you hide what random elixir was created from the party, and so you just have to convince them to drink your random concoction. When he needs a specific potion, he can spend a first level spell to choose one. This is amazing just for being able to cast a simple fly spell at level 1. But it can also do a lot more. It's really great for utility. I think it's actually underrated in the community. A couple things I can see him using that simple fly potion for is maybe your rogue needs help getting on top of a roof for an infiltration mission. Maybe you have a plate armor wearing Goliath who tromps around. Well, pop that potion and now he can float, making no sound. He also has the transformation potion. It's a potion that lets you use Alter Self. Now keep in mind that Alter Self is a level 2 spell that can only be cast on yourself. So you're able to take a level 2 spell for a level 1 spell and give it to whoever needs it. So now give it to your infiltrator and they can pop it on the fly to change what they look like, help him in the infiltration mission. His other potions are definitely not as good at utility, but you might find some places to use them. The Brainboi's weaknesses are close quarters combat is not his thing. That's really why we've taken the nimble escape, so he can run away if someone's trying to stab him in the face. Charisma is also atrocious with him. Not only does he not have the emotional intelligence, he's also a goblin, meaning people often don't like him. He is not the guy to convince anyone of anything, and I wouldn't be surprised if people run him out of the town. No matter how the Brainboi enters a campaign, he's definitely going to be on the chaotic spectrum. As an antagonist, I would have him leading a tribe of goblins who have crazy gadgets that increase their difficulty significantly. I would make all these inventions unstable and give them a 25% chance of exploding or doing something likewise inconvenient for the goblins wielding them. As the party pushes into this Brainboi's lair, the traps are unusually sophisticated for goblins and have an emphasis on dangerous chemicals. Being a mad scientist, the Brainboi will throw a few golems at the party. Why not? The golems may be small, they may be big, you decide. This would be an excellent way to make a normally weak group of enemies usable in a mid-level campaign. As an ally, I would have him be an inventor for hire. He would never say no to the party's crazy ideas, but his chances of success would be super low, and his inventions would always have a chance to blow up in their face. But if the party came up and said, hey, can you make me a jetpack? He's going to say, yeah, I'll certainly try. Another option would be that he is part of a traveling merchant group. A merchant picked him up. He likes that he makes gadgets, and so he makes gadgets for the merchants who sells off those gadgets. So he's kind of in the background in this situation. In exchange, the Brainboi gets to tinker all day and has the protection of the merchants. I would still do something where the merchandise that you buy from this caravan would still have a chance of blowing up in your face. Alternatively, you can make an NPC hero that is semi-strong, but he's really only strong due to the Brainboi's inventions. He's basically another hero's sidekick that he's basically made an Iron Man outfit for. So without the inventor, he'd be pretty weak, but with the inventor, he's got some cool stuff. No matter what you do with the Brainboi, the key note to hit is that mad scientist vibe. He is crazy and excited about building new stuff, and that's where his life, that is him. How would you use the Brainboi in one of your games? What would you do to make him better? Let us know in the comments below. You can also give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down depending on what you thought of this video. Either way, it's going to help us know what kind of content you're looking for. On the next episode of D&D Flavor Builds, we're going to be answering the question, is fame and adoration from everyone too much to ask? Hit the subscribe button because you're not going to want to miss it. See ya!